Hey guys, welcome to week 3 of the Healthy Happy Gut program. Thanks so much for doing this program with me, and I hope you guys are really starting to see some good results now and starting to feel a lot better. So this week what we're discussing is what's leaky gut. So I have addressed this slightly in week 1, and I probably talked to you a little bit about it in our naturopathy appointment. So with leaky gut, what is it? So if we remember back to week 1, we could probably recall that inside our gut lining or our digestive tract is a mucous membrane, much like the inside of our mouth. And in that, you've got little tiny holes that allow water and nutrients to pass through into the bloodstream from the gut. If you kind of think of that as a screen door, for example, as a good analogy, got little tiny holes. The only things that are small enough to pass through are passing through, and nothing else is getting through into that bloodstream. However, when we have leaky gut, those holes are more permeable and larger. So if you think about a really old screen door that has had some cat scratches at it, baseballs thrown at it, the holes are larger and more permeable. So what that means then is that things are getting into the bloodstream that shouldn't be getting into the bloodstream. So that can include undigested food proteins, pathogens, bacteria, toxins and chemicals. So what happens then is, because our immune system lives in and around our gut, that causes an immune response because our immune system's ready to attack, going, hang on, what's coming into the bloodstream here that shouldn't be coming in. So then from that immune system response, you will get symptoms from that. So how that shows up for each individual is very different. One person might get an eczema flare-up, another person might have really bad constipation, someone else might have really bad diarrhea, another person could have depression. So it changes for each individual, and it depends on your predispositions and your genetics. So what you're more prone to getting as to what symptoms you will experience from the immune response triggered by leaky gut. We know that leaky gut is a precondition for autoimmune conditions. So if you have an autoimmune condition, you definitely had leaky gut or have leaky gut, and that needs to be addressed. So what then contributes to leaky gut? Well, we know that poor diet does, lots of sugar, alcohol, medications, antacids, we have PPIs, antibiotics. We know that gluten causes the release of zonulin in the gut, and zonulin is a protein that's released due to that gluten, which then is known to trigger leaky gut or trigger intestinal permeability. So that is actually a test that can be measured and can help you determine whether or not you have leaky gut. However, most of us do have leaky gut to some degree, or have had in the past. And to be honest, we can't get rid of everything because there's environmental exposures to things. There's stuff in our body care products. There is stuff in the air from like mining and agriculture. There is so much involved in what we are exposed to on a daily basis, and there's no way you're going to avoid 100% of it. So what we can do though is really do what we can to help reduce leaky gut and make sure we're getting those essential nutrients in to repair leaky gut. Because our gut is designed to repair itself. However, when we are exposed to all these different things on a daily basis, it's going to really struggle to keep up and repair itself fully. So with that, we can do things like take out some big causes of leaky gut. So if we have an overgrowth of candida, if we have parasites, if we are allergic or intolerant to gluten, dairy, soy, even FODMAP foods, high histamine foods, whatever it might be for you, if we can take them out so that we can at least help allow the gut to heal, and then try bringing them back in later if need. So When we do that, we're going to use key nutrients such as glutamine, zinc, vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin C. They're our key nutrients that are really good for cell repair and renewal. So even in the skin, they're great, but especially in the gut wall as well. So that's going to help bring those little tiny holes back to where they should be, help strengthen the integrity of that gut wall. So we also need to make sure we are limiting our exposures to the things that trigger leaky gut, and then making sure we're getting plenty of nutrients that help to repair leaky gut, and possibly even some herbal medicines that help with that as well. So your herbs that really help with intestinal permeability are things like licorice, marshmallow, slippery elm, just to name a few. So there you have it. That is what leaky gut is, what contributes to leaky gut. I probably did forget a couple of things, but if I do think of anything, I will add to it. And also then what we're going to do about leaky gut. So what we're doing at the moment is doing a gut cleanse, getting rid of any bacterial overgrowths or yeast overgrowths or parasites, taking that away, and then later on down the track what we're going to do is work on repairing that gut lining so that you don't have leaky gut anymore. And of course from that you are going to feel so much better because you're no longer getting that immune response on a daily basis, and in turn getting those symptoms you're experiencing. Alright guys, have a great week, and I'll talk to you again next week. Please let me know how you're going because I'd love to hear. I'm going to check in with each of you. I'm going to write a message or an email to each of you and just ask how you're going because I'd love to hear. Alright guys, let me know. Have a great week. See you later.